always wanted to poke around in here.
Systems. Unexpected.
Here they come!
Huh! Huh! Alt.
We're not getting through! Can't get past that all! Nice one! The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Proceed.
Not even a scratch. Eyes up! Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
All beginning.
Everyone all right? Down they go!
Unexpected.
Incoming!
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation system. It's not the best choice. It's the spacer's choice. All systems fully operational. Return journey successfully completed. Spacer's Choice would like to thank you. Hostile actions towards Spacer's Choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive in compliance with Spacer's Choice policy. All defective auto affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
There's two more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale? Where are we headed?
Get away! Not real. You're
Mechanicide
not real.
protocols currently active. Please do not interrupt.
Go away, Phantom. No, just leave me alone. You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot, scram. You can talk? See, Higgins? Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for... Oh, I've come a long way. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained. Mechanicals lost their bolts. I was on cleaning duty. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. You know, I discovered a flaw. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also... There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. Oh, that reminds me. The tail. Jimmy'd open the... Brazed. Mechanic... You mean what? I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as you...
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
System. Processing.
Here they come! Want to go. If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the Veil?
Unexplosive investigation.
The last. I'm not sure what the ride is. Alls I know is the decision's final. Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? Hey, take your time.
Food's bound to spoil at this rate.
Everybody keeps staring at me. No kidding. The G2 whole data pads?
That was quick.
It's a I suppose this means the two of you were able to sort out the matter? The great take comfort in the fact. What the fuck is this? Is this... It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French! Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while... I became so desperate, No. You have a ship. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well. Well, but instead, it's the journal of one of philosophy, but most of that came later. And that's the Thank you. I shall see.
Never seen the Vale lit up like this before. You're a cantina. On the double so.
Whoa!
So, what's the plan?
You the new work? Whatever. Make it Foreman Grange. Shit. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I work... If you're not familiar with... Law requires... Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning, just between the two of us. I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Not half as awful as the bill Eugene left us with. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene... I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty... Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene... All I know... I'm just glad to...
Yes, Mr. Whoa, Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? You don't know that. I could have been saying anything. Wait, no. Oh, damn it. Okay, listen. Maybe I am feeling a little under the weather, but she'll toss me. Hey, you're hale and healthy, and I need you to break in. You been there already? And you ain't been ground down into... Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting. Sweet life-giving Nostra. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't... You're wringing the blood out of me. Here, you can have whatever's in my pockets.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Except we ain't making our... Nothing we can do about that.
Sure there is.
Hey, lovely to been keeping him careful and true. Best.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I get... Oh,
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. Yeah? Hang on, I'm doing... Work's been real good to me. Fresh air. But you'd be wrong.
Where are we headed? So what's the plan? Hey, take your time. I cut my own hair.
Please don't. Physical hygiene recapitulates. No, I'm Conrad. You will also report. Ah, gravesite fees. As broke as pie. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I Thank you, no. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. Some time ago. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn. Not a. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid. What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? I am a Spacer's Choice cert. You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of. Eugene's golden teeth were a family. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth men. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few.
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
Nothing like a... Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. I put a few bits aside for my... I know that. Read what...
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always you run into any trouble. Reliable work from a freelancer, and I'll buy you a drink sometime. Oh, suppose you've earned it. One good... Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
Never seen the Vale lit up like this before. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here's a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit. Designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical dis... You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like... Fun. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. So this is it, then. The key to humanity's victory. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile.
No, that's a complete... aside from you,
I'm glad we could help, Tom.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. What's on your mind? Couple months. I owe them.
Marauders can't... We didn't always get along. Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe, this... You pretty much did my... Let me know if I...
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, you killed my... Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look, and you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you... Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, we had a store of medicine locked away. But Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. Look at that. This...
Sorry, I'm just trying... I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. You know something? I could do... It's just... Adelaide's never gonna Are you sure about this? If we head back to Edgewater on our own, Adelaide won't come with us. She'll stay here. You know where to find me.
I don't know what you did to Tom. The matter's been... Zoe came back. I don't see us lasting more than a couple of... Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, sure. Suit yourself.
I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. In the bar? When I asked if you were a drinker? Sorry. I know, it's none of my business. It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. Most nights I watch folks out my window. When they come in here, they might be happy or sad. Mostly they're tired. When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Or they stumble into the alley and I listen to their hearts breaking. Am I? Well, it's just normal to me. Why isn't everybody else, I wonder?
This is a fine day, friend. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this... I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town. Her son got sick with plague a couple years, so I had to choose, you see. Adelaide's child. I have been holding this town together with both hands. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good word. You are disparaging our parent company. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here. I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, my life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
Look at that. I never... Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best... You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater.
Sorry, I'm just trying to... Adelaide said that? Well, something must have changed.
Never liked Reed much. Can't say I'm sorry he's gone.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Keep your wits about...
Keep your wits.
Keep your wits about you, friend. Keep your wits about you, friend. Keep your wits about you, friend.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the general... Something I can help you with? Nothing. With the power gone?
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, Captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings. So, tell me what's on your mind. Nothing too out of the ordinary. That's what... I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan. The simple, everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the grand architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. I've been called that more. What about you? What's your story? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going... That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you? A commendable attitude. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the Philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous Philosophist scholar who fled Terra. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. You caught me. Listen, the OSI frowns on fraternization with Philosophists. I'd like to keep my associations with our scholar friend quiet. Oh, I'm anything but certain. But it's all I've got at the moment. We should start on the Groundbreaker. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system. Before I meditated, led sermons, provided... I'll comb the last... Thank you.
That was a good thing you...
Captain, I have detected. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities. We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kalkelly. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the hope. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. Criminals, goodness no. Plenty of ways to make money in Halcyon, you know. Not all are above board. Oh, above board, above the Halcyon board. Get it? Well, yes, someone has to be after all. In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kalkelly. Excellent, I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram. A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath. Science, that's how. Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this...
Transmission and... Destin... Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennis. I was thinking that maybe... I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. Thanks, Captain. Did you want to talk about something else?
Just to warn you, we may have a bedbug infestation. I am investigating non-toxic extermination measures. Non-toxic to you, I mean. I think I'll initiate an unscheduled rest cycle while you're out.
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. Something you need?
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little Back Bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Going for a stroll around the dock? Sure was. I had this guy never... He's a Spacer's chosen man. That... Look, this... Well, former doc. And hey, not for nothing. Captain of the Unreliable. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off guessing... Felix Millstone. See you around, Bob. Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain...
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Just the opposite. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our...
Surely this must be...
They must have a real big...
If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty... Not gonna lie. Huh. Records show this ain't the first time your ship's been impounded. Seems to get cleared up pretty quick. You might not be in this pickle for long. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Maybe. 2 biggest operations. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Relative to the board hole, they aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they... Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet...
If you're thinking to make a career here, full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited. Or, are you pulling my leg? You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it again. It goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Groundbreaker. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Seems like every year, glad to help. All right. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our... all their folks around here will bluster. Sounds like they got us. We push him too...
The board wouldn't do that.
The board is necessary to provide...
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt. Sure thing. Be seeing you.
Hey.
This is it. Security. I can check the department.
Unless you're here to file an... Got a hot one for you. Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You and about 6 other Enterprise... I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
Hi there. Haven't seen... What can Groundbreaker Security do for you? This is the security... If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sunita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore. We can't just let anyone walk in here. Maybe if you clear an open bounty? All right. Sure, and stuff from outside the system too. Off the, that'd be awful weird. On account of you should be locked up back here too then. All right. Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. Search me. I mean, don't search me. I reckon you'd have to ask the folks in Byzantium. I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname, 1, 2... Folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Roger. Full of monsters.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection.
Somebody was trying to fix this up, but looks like they ain't been here in a long while. Poor old sweetie.
Huh? Who's that? Got a fight on our hands. Everyone all right? I don't say this lightly, but... that is a work of sheer universal beauty. Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
Bless my... You here for a particular... Those have been the height of illegality since stealth. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're up now. I only have the one nav key. And, well, I find I'm in need of a ship. Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea. She sent me a recording of a distress signal. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Antique... can't say I know for sure.
Sounds like someone poked...
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone...
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the... If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Te. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but I found a handsome ceramic man.
So what's the plan?
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. Anytime.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time.
Sorry about the heat. Oh, and it's not the... lot of slogans to keep track of. Have a look.
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
C&P chicken and potatoes. At C&P, we know our C&P.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastard.
I'm just gonna hang in the back and...
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? There's no need for hysterics. I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. Well, I guess it's yours now. I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells. He tells me he will soon. I impound his ship. He explains why he can't give me the info right now. Around and around we go. Oh no, this is terrible. I impounded Alex's ship. I ask him to turn... Around and around we go. Right. You're going important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry. Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around? That's... Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you? How do you do? Ah, be my guest.
Oh, good lord. No, emphatic. Best to be clear, I believe. A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use. Oh, good. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specific... I'm the certified representative of the board's... I have few deplorable conduct. They're here to keep the peace. Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independence. When the alternative... Ask away.
Thought there'd be more machinery.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's just so we understand each other. I'm the final word on the ship. Ain't that all? So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's interesting. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Force of habit, I guess. Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Right. In person. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. Only the board has that. None. The board isn't helping, and my... Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we... Hold on. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned, and a... Good.
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
Look at this, right? Time to feed the fl...
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like?
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a...
You came with the crew. Welcome. Woo, look at the courage on this one. Lay it on me, boss. Give me a taste of that.
That's right, sir. Just the part.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're still playing with her last sacrifice. You don't just ask a king for a favor when you're standing in his court.
Incoming! Great. Got it. Inside voices.
Bullshit. Wake up. There's no such thing.
is gonna be pleased as pie when we show her these. Captain, look out! What was that?
One down!
We made it!
Haven't seen any new faces down here since I arrived. Not sure how long ago that was. It's too bad. I mean, he was a scary fucker, total pyromaniac, but you know how it is. I'll get back to my post. See you topside.
Nice.
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this? Yes, you caught me. What's occupying your thoughts? Yes, well, now that we're here, can we... I'll comb the last...
Join McGriff.
Incoming!
Everyone all right?
Smells kind of like old Bess's outflow pipes.
Ready when you are.
This is Halcyon News.
You've returned. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's... We were salvaging parts.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei.
I'm genuinely...
Diagnostic says those boys are from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they kill next.
Sister Sergeant. Processing data.
That's the terminal.
Limit moving to area.
Go ahead and cycle through. Don't know what that means. Just look for commands and cycle through.
Well done. We're still alive.
This is Halcyon News.
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc... You're right. I like to think of myself as a nice person. But if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath a moment before activating the sprinkler system. The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do anything to please their corporate masters. I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change. You've got my attention. Frustrated. Plus, there's no time to train my... Sure, I was promoted.
They must have been amazing people.
That means a lot coming from a fellow. It was different. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker.
Oh, God.
Don't sell yourself. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work. I hope that was a joke, Captain. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stim that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe. You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when. You've got my attention.
Oh, neat! They got stuff in here I ain't seen in ages.
This should prove interesting, to say the least.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers. You the one flying the Unreliable? Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make... Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. Charmed. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings, but...
There is always a cap.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? I like that initiative, but easy. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is... Be seeing you. Make...
CNP Borston baked beans.
Are you listening? You can't keep me out of there.
The only
Please don't make
Can't say I've seen you before. If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service. He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's got... I'm beginning to wonder if I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by... You look out, though. Keep hanging. What can I do?
I'm sorry. See him for... Let me get one. As for the rest, I'm... Be...
Keep hanging around. What can I do? You have...
Okay, keep him quiet.
Sure, this is perfectly safe. I'd rather not die early of an infectious disease myself.
To the last, you hull-headed... What? Why? I'm just terrible... Seems like...
The truth is, I'm not sick. You, ain't... See, I owe them a lot. I might have... Surely you wouldn't drag me before... Up 3 weeks back. Anywho, I barely made... Thanks.
Do you know what's happening on Terra 1?
Slap your whole family tonight.
Nothing excessive, I believe I'm growing fond of you. Here's the bounty payout. With that bastard McRed dead, do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take... Then get... We're the security for... The original... Folks started calling...
How do you do? Ah, how might... Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she had...
Kind and efficient.
I think you may have underestimated the size of Miss Doyle's debt. If you'll look over this itemized bill...
I doubt Mr. Bedford's ever felt real.
Be careful you don't irritate my guards, Vicar. You might not like their rather narrow understanding. I'm glad we could come to... Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to...
Wish I could say it was good.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt. Tell you what, I'm a little short on... If you're looking for a med... But we can say I'm traveling in...
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good.
You know that sound when you've snapped on it? I got a full line of weapon...
get cooler in here?
You looking to shoot target?
Is it just me? Heard of it? My orientation aetherwave. That's a spacer's choice. Oh, take what you have, polish it up. Have a look.
Rizzo's purple berry punch. Salt, sour, candy shell, aroma. Sweet purple berry flavored center. Suck it. Chew it.
Hey there, Captain. Anything I can do for you? Be seeing you.
You see we had a conveyor pulley?
Hey, you gotta say... Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking Yes, Just give me a shot, that's all. Thanks, boss. I'll just...
Really?
Look at that.